I am closer to you than the breath in your chest, and I do not forget the weight your heart has carried in silence. I see the late nights when you stare at the ceiling and wonder if your prayers have been heard, if your tears have any language that the heavens understand. I tell you now, every tear has been counted as seed, every sigh has been gathered as incense, and nothing you have suffered has been wasted. This message is not a general call thrown into the wind, it is stitched to your name, timed for this exact moment, and carried by the hands of the one you love who crossed the veil before you. Do not try to skip this, because they asked me to speak, and I am speaking. Their love still moves toward you like a river, and they have been permitted to press this urgency into your spirit so that you do not miss the door I have opened. You have wondered if they are safe, if they forgive you, if they remember the last words you shared or the ones you could not say. Hear me, they dwell in peace, and they have not carried regret into the light. What was left unsaid is not a chain around your ankle, I have melted it in my mercy. They see more clearly now than earthly eyes can fathom, and in their clarity they ask you to release the guilt that does not belong to you. They have said your name to me with joy and pleaded that I show you the path that will not break you. Because of that love, I am turning you away from the cliff you do not yet see. Because of that love, I am filling your room with a quiet strength that will make sense of the puzzle pieces you have been holding. This is the important alert they begged me to bring you. You are stepping into a junction of time where the choices you make will either multiply your peace or multiply your pressure. There are invitations dressed as rescue that are not rescue at all. There are faces smiling toward you that are lubricated with flattery, not truth. Do not be swayed by the urgency of other people, be swayed by the stillness I have planted inside you. I am not a god of confusion. I am not the author of your panic. When your heart sprints and your mind cannot settle, pause and remember that storms can be loud, but they do not decide the shoreline, my hand does. Your loved one in heaven has watched you try to fix what I never asked you to fix, and they are shouting across the distance, open this now, do not skip it, let go before you break. I send my warrior, Michael, to announce and to guard. Michael says, the pressure you feel is not a sign that you are failing, it is a sign that something heavy is trying to land on you that does not belong to you. There is a pattern that has followed you, expectations that harden around your kindness until you cannot breathe. I am severing that pattern. I am drawing a line in the spirit where taking responsibility for the storms of others stops. This is not selfishness, it is alignment. You cannot carry a house you did not build. You cannot sign for a debt that is not yours. Michael stands at your door with a flaming boundary and says, this far and no further. Do not argue with the protection I give you. Agree with it, and the air will change around you. You are not disloyal for choosing the path that heals you. You are not unloving for resting. Rest is a weapon I am teaching you to wield, and the enemy hates it because rested sons and daughters can hear me. You have asked for confirmation, and I am layering it carefully so you will recognize it when it touches you. In the next stretch of days, you will notice familiar things suddenly feel weightless or suddenly feel heavy. Pay attention. Weightless means I have anointed it. Heavy means I am asking you to set it down. A name will surface. A number will repeat. A phrase will echo. These are not accidents. They are the way I guide you when I know your heart is tender and you need anchors you can touch. Your loved one has been permitted to bring you a gift, a memory that will no longer hurt. There will come a moment when a scent, a song, or a sky at a particular hour will open a door in you. In the past, this door emptied into a room of sorrow. Today, it will empty into a room of strength. You will feel it as a warmth in your chest, and your throat will not close. Do not be surprised if you smile through the tears. This is me reweaving the thread so that what once hurt you becomes a place where you can be healed and where you can heal others. I am not erasing your story. I am refining it until it shines. Michael says, there has been a whisper against your name, an accusation that tries to paint you as unreliable when, in truth, you have been faithful beyond what anyone knows. I expose that whisper now. It has traveled through rooms where you were not present, trying to salt the ground for relationships you have not even entered yet. I cut it off. I order it to lose strength. I give you language when you need it and silence when words would only feed the fire. Stand tall. If the wave rises, it will break at your feet. If the wind howls, it will spend itself and not move you. I am also moving in the practical corners you have called too small for prayer. Nothing is too small for me when it tires you. Expect ease in places that have always been sticky, delayed papers released, confused pathways clarified, unnecessary fees waived, old misunderstandings finally resolved. Excellence will feel natural in your hands again because I am restoring your rhythm. Where your sleep has been thin, I thicken it. Where your appetite has vanished, I revive it. Body and soul, I align you. When your body rests, your mind can hear me without interference, and when your mind hears me, your steps become light. Do not run from the conversation that scares you. I will be in that room before you arrive, softening the floor, softening the air, softening the history between you. If a door closes, celebrate. It was a door into a hallway that had no light for you. If a door opens, step through without rehearsing 10 different outcomes. You do not have to earn open doors. Open doors are loved ones from heaven and angels on assignment doing their work as I command, making a way where you saw none. Your task is simpler than you fear. Listen, respond, and do not apologize for the light you carry. You have been haunted by the feeling that you are behind. This is a lie that I uproot. You are not late. You are right on time for what I will place in your hands. The detours were not waste, they were training. The delays were not punishments, they were protections. You will discover how many traps were laid for you and how many you missed only because I slowed your steps. Give thanks for the slowness. It has saved your future from fractures. Now comes the acceleration that does not make you dizzy. You will move quickly and calmly at once. This is the pace of grace. Michael says, watch the intersection of two names in the same day, one old, one new. The old name will remind you of who you feared you still were. The new name will announce who you truly are now. Choose the new. The old is a photograph, the new is a window. There will also be an invitation to fix something that is not your assignment. Resist it. If you say yes out of fear, you will feel your energy drain. If you say no with me, you will feel your spine align. The strength you seek is not at war with the kindness you carry. It is the fence that protects your garden so your kindness can bloom where it belongs. Your loved one wants you to know they have seen the ways you honored their memory. When you kept a tradition, when you gave to someone quietly, when you spoke gently where anger would have been easy, I saw it all, and I credited it to your account in ways you could not see. That is why some harvests will surprise you. You will reap in fields you barely remember planting. Receive without suspicion. You do not owe apology for my generosity. Some will say, why them? And I will say, because they kept loving when no one was watching. I am sending helpers. Some will look like friends, some will look like strangers who show up at the right minute with the right sentence. Do not dismiss the small help because you were waiting for the grand rescue. I deliver bread before I deliver banquets. I send dew before I send rain. In the sequence I choose, you will learn trust, and trust will make your progress permanent. This is not a temporary spark, it is a steady flame, and I will not let the wind extinguish it. There is one habit you must lay down, rehearsing disasters that have not happened. This pulls tomorrow's shadows across today's sun. Give me your imagined outcomes and let me exchange them for instructions you can follow. Today's instruction is simple: unclench your jaw, breathe, notice the 3 good things I have hidden for you in plain sight, and say, thank you, out loud. Gratitude is not denial of pain, it is a door that pain cannot lock. Walk through it, and you will find me waiting with the next step. Michael says, the timing of this message is not random. A cycle is ending. The unseen pressure of other people's choices has been pressing on your ribs, but it will not puncture you. I have redistributed weight in the spirit, and what was sitting on your chest will sit on my shoulders. You will notice a lifting that you cannot explain to those who do not understand these things. Do not waste breath proving it, simply live light and let the fruit speak. You will end this season with more clarity than you began and with a tenderness that has not been stolen by disappointment. There is an inheritance you have not opened because you believed you were unworthy of it. It is not money, though money will follow. It is authority to speak peace into rooms, to break cycles with a sentence, to lay hands on your own chest and feel calm rise like dawn. This inheritance was requested for you by the one you love. They said, "Let them carry what I carried at my brightest, not what I carried at my most afraid." I have said yes. You will feel it most when you assume you are weakest, and you will be surprised by your own steady voice. I am rearranging connections. Some will drift without drama, allow it. Some will draw nearer with sincerity, welcome it. You asked me to send who is for you and remove who is not, and now that I am doing it, do not cling to what is leaving or push away what is arriving. You do not have to make excuses for change when I am the one changing the scene. Trust me to script what you could never improvise, conversations that heal years in minutes, introductions that answer prayers you stopped praying, closures that come gently without tearing. Your loved one is not far. Heaven is not distance, it is dimension. Love crosses dimensions because love is of me. You will know their nearness by the way sudden courage lands in ordinary hours, by the way laughter returns unexpectedly, by the way you forgive at the very moment resentment seemed justified. I am not asking you to forget, I am teaching you to remember without bleeding. When you share their story, it will no longer tremble with ache, it will ring with honor. This is how their life continues to bear fruit, through the beauty you embody. Michael says, there is a letter with your name on it in the timeline ahead, and it contains a yes you have been waiting for. Do not sabotage it with low expectation. Lift your eyes. Prepare the room of your life for good news like you would prepare the guest room for someone you love. Clear a surface. Make space on the calendar. Put away what belongs to the old season. Faith is not pretending, faith is arranging your house for an arrival you know is scheduled even if you cannot see the ticket. I have not forgotten your private requests, the sacred ones you shared only while the light was off. I honor those requests now. Where you asked for reconciliation, I give it in the form that preserves your dignity. Where you asked for a sign, I give it in a way that does not feed your fear but grows your trust. Where you asked for provision, I meet needs and also place opportunity so that your hands can bless others without scarcity. You will know my touch because it will not require you to lie to yourself. Truth and tenderness will arrive together. Guard your inner room. Start the day not by scrolling through noise but by receiving my whisper. I do not need an hour to steady you, I can steady you in a minute when you give me the first minute. Speak your worries out loud to me and then listen. I will put one simple instruction in your heart, and if you do that one, you will find the next one waiting. This is how I lead, light for the next step, then more light. You do not need to see the whole path to take the next step, and the next step is all I ask for. You have survived storms that were meant to convince you that I was absent. I was not absent. I was in the boat when the water rose. I was in the waiting room when the clock mocked you. I was in the doorway when you almost reached for what would have harmed you. The proof is that you are reading this now, and inside you there is a flame that refuses to die. I call that flame by its name, hope. You did not manufacture it, I breathed it there. Guard it. Feed it with truth. Refuse to let voices that benefit from your fear speak louder than the voice that loves you. Michael says, the next nights, pay attention to your dreams. Keep a pen ready. I will translate the symbols with peace, not with dread. You will wake with a sentence that feels like a key. Write it. Say it. Watch how doors respond. Do not share every dream with every ear. Holy things require holy stewardship. Share with the few who honor me, and you will see the message bloom rather than wither under analysis that does not know me. Finally, hear the pulse inside this entire message. You are not alone. Not in the room you sit in, not in the decision you dread, not in the memory you revisit. Your loved one's love has not been cut by death, it has been purified and amplified. Their desire is that you would live fully, not halfway, not apologizing for the joy that returns like spring. And my desire is even more than theirs, because I am the one who gave you breath, the one who planned you before time grew its first minute. Lift your head. Let your shoulders drop. Place your hand over your heart and feel it drum out this truth. You are held. Do not try to skip this. Let these words do their work. Let them cling to your day like light clings to the horizon after the sun slips under it. When doubt sneaks up, repeat what I have told you. I am with you, I am for you, I go before you, and I am finishing what I began in you. The alert has been delivered, the guard has been posted, and the blessing has been scheduled. Walk forward. I am already in your tomorrow, making it gentle for your feet. I am with you now in the quiet place where your breath knows my name, where the ache you do not tell anyone about touches the hem of my garment. I have come to speak to you plainly, because I know how heavy your heart has been and how quickly the world tries to make you forget what matters. Archangel Michael has been standing watch at your doorway, tapping the frame like a faithful guardian who refuses to leave, and he says, do not skip this. Open it now. I say to you, this is not a mistake, not a random moment, not just words in a sea of noise. This is the message you asked me for in the hours when your room was dim and your questions were too large for ordinary language. I heard you. I hear you now. There is someone you love who has stepped across the thin veil of time and breath, someone whose laughter, voice, or quiet presence still walks the halls of your memory. You do not need to force yourself to remember, the love you carry is the remembrance. That one has asked that you open this message with urgency, not to burden you, but to release you from a weight you could not yet name. They are not gone in the way you fear. They are not lost to darkness. They are not angry, not disappointed, not in pain. They are held, and in their being held, they have learned the language of blessing more fluently than ever before. They have pressed their petition into this moment, let them know. Tell them the truth in a way they will finally receive it. So I am telling you. You have believed that your grief disqualifies you from joy. You have looked at your hands and seen only what you could not keep, what you could not fix, what you could not save. But look again. The lines in your palm are not fault lines, they are rivers, and rivers do not apologize for flowing. Your tears are not proof of weakness, they are salt lamps, purifying the room of your inner life. You have not taken too long. You have not failed to heal because you still miss them. Love is not something you close like a book simply because the chapter changes. Love continues, like sunrise after a night that seemed without end. I know the night you remember most vividly, the night when your heart said, "If I could just speak one more sentence, if I could just say one thing I never said." Hear me, there is nothing you needed to say that has not already reached them through the current of love that forever flows between your spirits. Your unspoken words did not fall to the ground, they rose like warm air in a quiet room and were carried, and they arrived, and they were understood. I am the one who stitches what was interrupted, and I have stitched this, and it holds. Forgive yourself for the silence that was not your fault, for the timing you could not control, for the human limits that felt like chains. You did not fail love. Love carried you then, love carries you now. Archangel Michael says, "You are safer than you think." He is not naive about the battles you have faced. He has seen the words that bruised your spirit, the looks that cut your confidence, the betrayals you still don't know how to name. He has stood where your dreams seemed to splinter and he has gathered their fragments. Today he places them back into your hands with a simple charge: do not call what is being mended broken. Call it becoming. And because I am the one who breathes life into becoming, I speak to the places that tightened when you heard the word urgently. This urgency is not panic. It is not a siren in the dark. It is the urgency of dawn when the world holds its breath for first light. It is the urgency of a seed that feels the soil warming and says, "Now." The one you love has learned how light feels when nothing obscures it. They have learned the truth about fear: it is small when held in my hands. They have learned the truth about time: it is a river that returns what it carries in ways you may not foresee. They have watched you in your everyday courage, the kind of courage that looks like washing a cup, answering a message, trying again, walking into a room where you once felt invisible, choosing gentleness when bitterness would have been easier. They have asked me, again and again, can they be shown how seen they are? Can the heaviness that has sat on their chest each evening be lifted? So I lift it. Put your hand on your heart for a moment, and breathe, slow and steady. With each breath, let me trade your heaviness for a strength that is not brittle but rooted, not loud but deep. You have asked me about the future and wondered if you are already behind. You have asked if you missed the turn, if the door already closed, if the moment passed while you were trying to remember how to stand. Hear this: The path that belongs to you does not vanish when you are tired, it waits. Doors that I have intended for you do not slam, they open in the right weather. I will not mock your pace. I am not in love with speed. I am in love with you. Let your steps be simple, step out of comparison. Step out of the story that says you must apologize for needing time. Step into the story I keep speaking over you, the story where you are not the aftermath but the ever after, the story where you do not have to earn your place by being unhurt. What about the bitterness that knocks at your ribs when you think of what was taken? Bring it into the light. Bitterness is a plant that hates the sun. It cannot survive the day you decide your heart will be a greenhouse for mercy. I am not asking you to call wrong things right. I am asking you to place the wrong things in my hands so that I can wring out their poison and return them as wisdom. Wisdom is the wing I send when you think you cannot fly. It is the anchor I tie to your vessel when the waters quarrel. Take it. You will need it for the days ahead, not because disaster is coming, but because joy requires capacity, and capacity is forged in honest healing. There are names that still carry voltage when whispered in your mind. There is one name that is soft and luminous, the beloved who crossed over and who presses their palm against the window between you and says, "Live." There may be another name that carries a sting, the one who did not understand you, the one who left wounds you've been patching with duct-taped positivity. For both names, I give you one practice. Light a small candle if you can, any flame will do, even the quiet light behind closed eyes. Say to the first, "Thank you for loving me. I release the weight of what I could not control. Sit with me today in the ways you can." Say to the second, "I release my right to be repaid in pain. I choose to be well." Even if your voice shakes, say it. Your spirit knows the tone of freedom and will learn to sing along. Michael has asked me to tell you what he sees when he looks at you. He sees a shield shaped like truth, and a sword shaped like kindness. He sees a person who thinks they must harden to survive, not realizing their softness, in my presence, is armor. He sees a horizon that has tried to convince you it is far away, when in fact it is within arm's length, waiting for you to lift your gaze. He sees the way you brighten other people's rooms and then stand near the wall as if brightness disqualifies you from the center. Come forward a step. Then another. Let your life stand under the skylight. I made you to reflect light, not to store it in a box under the bed of fear. You wonder if the beloved who has crossed thinks you forgot them on days when you laugh or busy yourself with ordinary tasks. Hear me, it delights them to see you tasting life. Love is not a jealous ghost. It is a companion that celebrates when you eat well, when you sleep enough, when you learn a new song, when you sweep your floor and feel the small satisfaction of clean space, when you answer your own soul with yes. You do not honor them by suffering. You honor them by living in a way that lets your heart stay porous to wonder. They are not measuring your devotion by your sadness. They are asking you to measure your days by the amount of honest joy you allow.